이제 본격적인 저희 글로벌 비즈니스 포럼이죠. 그 발표 세션입니다. 이번 세션은 글로벌 모빌리티의 연결과 표준을 주제로 총 7분의 전문가를 모셨습니다. 참고로 발표는 8분, 질의응답은 2분 내로 하겠습니다. 8분보다 길지 않았으면 좋겠습니다. 그리고 질의응답은 편하게 이렇게 성준님께서 편하게 하시면 될 것 같습니다. 먼저 중국 CCPT 자동차 분해 자오양 부회장님의 발표로 시작하겠습니다. 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. 尊敬的金大焕委员长、陈东领事、徐理事长，尊敬的各位来宾、媒体朋友们、女士们、先生们，大家下午好！非常荣幸受邀参加本次电动出行商业论坛。我是中国国际贸易促进委员会汽车行业分会的赵阳。那么首先呢，请允许我简单介绍一下我们单位。中国国际贸易促进委员会是依据中国的法律和中国贸易会的章程所成立的一个行业组织，促进中国与世界各国在汽车、摩托车领域的贸易、投资与技术合作，推动国际交流。那么这主要是我们服务的领域吧。那么我们经常说呢，我们要做行业和行业之间的桥梁，这个行业和政府的桥梁，这个商品与市场的桥梁。所以这是我们作为一个行业组织吧，积极践行的一个工作。那么具体我们做的主要的工作呢，就是如大家所见，做这个作为主办单位之一我们参与了北京车展、天津车展、广州车展，以及中国国际商用车展，还有这个比较大型的论坛。北京车展呢，这个今年展位面积将达到38万平米，在4月下旬举办。这个是呢，在全球也比较广泛引起关注的一个行业盛事，它常常代表一个反映一个产业的动向和走势。各大车企呢也会集中在北京展会上发布概念车呀，发布一些战略技术。那么天津车展呢是同年呢就是北方地区最大的一个车展，它的面积在20万平方米。那么它的定位呢，实际是面向北方的销售，特别是最近中国政府倡导的京津冀协同产业协同，是有这么一个作用在里面。广州车展是在每年的10月下旬办，这也是年底也是收官之作。这个展会呢是23万平米，也是一个全年市场方面的一个目标。这个中国国际商用车展呢，这是我们单位参与组织创建了2012年，这是亚洲最大的商用车展，面积是8万平米。那么在这个车展上呢，它是2年一届，也是集中展示商用车的一些技术动向包括产品研发。中国汽车重庆论坛呢，它最早的名字叫中国汽车论坛。这个从2010年创办，到2013年是落户重庆。这个呢也是一个大型的论坛，每年持续2天到3天吧。历史上这个各大跨国企业的老总也都参加过。那么我们还有一个使命呢，就是刚才讲这个为政府提供一些智力支撑做一些行业方面的研究，就是特别是围绕汽车领域的热点问题，这个行业上的这个技术动向以及行业中出现的问题，比如说去年前年开始的这个行业的这个价格的内卷，中国汽车在海外在国际发展过程中遇到的一些难题， 陷阱。好，那接下来呢，我简单的介绍一下这个发言的主要内容，就是
행정 책임이 된다고 내가 막 해보고 싶어. 방치한 거지 이런 거는. 마땅 안 하지 이 정도는.
首先呢，简单的回顾一下中国新能源汽车这两年的发展现状。这个呢，就是中国最近这两年这个一个示意图吧，主要是想跟大家在这分享一个这个渗透率，就是渗透率，大家可以看到，这个在2020年的时候，这是新能源车这个市场比较低的。那么到2025年呢，这个渗透率是4.47%，所以在2025年全年，中国新能源车就是新销售的新能源车，接近有一半呢都是有新能源车，所以在中国这个新能源发展是很好的。那么这是保有量，在这个截止到2025年年底，中国的新能源保有量呢已经是4000万台。那么刚才上午有一位嘉宾发言中也说到，目前世界范围内的新能源总的保有量是1000多万，那么
골목? 여기다 골목이라고 했는데.
中国呢，这个新能源能够这么快的发展，能够这么为社会所认同，就是我们总结呢，就是一个就是基础建设，中国是在政府的带领下、号召下，在企业积极的参与和这个投入下，取得了非常扎实的这个推进。目前呢，就是中国截止到2025年年底，中国的新能源总的这个充电桩、换电站加起来，这个充电设施是大约在2000万台。那刚才讲了，我们保有量是4000万，2000万呢就说明就2台车就能配一个充电设施，所以这样的话呢，基本上现在充电难的问题，基本就不存在了。这样大家也可以，就在中国呢，这个大量的出租车、私家车，特别是城市里，在充电难的问题现在基本已经没有问题了。那么这个里面，这里边2000万中呢，有470万是公共充电设施，集中在商场啊、酒店啊、高速公路休息区，这私人充电桩，这1500万，所以这个满足需求是没问题的。那么现在呢，中国这个之所以新能源发展这么强劲吧，这是中国可以主要的原因就在于一个呢，就是中国有这个非常强力而且完整的这个产业链。中国新能源汽车产业呢，目前已经形成了从上游的矿物原料加工、中游动力电池到下游整车的完整产业链，而且在每个产业链环节上都占据主导地位。根据国际能源署 IEA 的报告，在精炼锂方面，中国占全球增量的73%，中国生产的电池及石墨占到了全球的95%。而且在电池生产方面呢，中国也是这几年一直是占据榜首，在全球电池供应占比中占比超过75%。同时在电池的降成本、电池技术的突破创新，都一直是站在行业的前列。那么在下游呢，就是新能源汽车这整车生产，就是成为了中国汽车产业快速增长的一个关键力量。这里举个例子啊，就是针对中国新能源车，目前国际上一些汽车的叫分析公司吧，就是纷纷买车来拆解之后研究你的这个比如说为什么能卖得更便宜，质量还能保证。那么他们有分析，你像这个例子呢是，当然日本的公司、美国公司都买过拆过， 日本这个 emobility 社就高度评价中国电车的这个技术，认为在电池、可管理和电子元器件的提升数量，这个是行业领先的。
뉴스정이야? 아,
中国呢，刚才讲到这个技术，现在是大家一直说到汽车呢，都说到这个智驾。那么智驾呢，这个 L2目前世界范围内大家普及的是 L2级别，L2级别在中国这个新销售车中呢，油车50%都装了 L2的级别的智驾系统，新能源车75%，这我就不说了。另外一个就是智驾。中国政府也非常鼓励中国企业在这个智能驾驶领域的创新。目前呢，在北京和重庆已经批准了 L3级别的这个试驾特定区域啊，这是一个最新的一个政策上的一个支持。那么随着中国在新能源技术领域的一系列突破，那么中国以往呢，大家知道中国是我们早年改革开放初期是其实叫用市场和技术，就是我们开放市场，造国企业来中国建设，然后把技术带给中国。那么随着新能源领域的发展，目前中国呢，可以说在技术上也拿出一部技术与跨国企业合作。这里面有涉及到提到大众、宝马、奥迪，就是我们用我们的智能新能源领域的智能化的一些技术，也在跟国际跨国企业合作，他们也是通过合作来弥补它在电动化起步晚的这个劣势吧。这个说到出口，出口呢，就2025年中国出口中，也是接近一半的就是新能源车了。那么新能源车在2025年出口还有一个特点呢，混动和插混增速比较快，这也是一个显示了目前世界范围内，可能也是因为这个基础设施的建设不一定能跟得上很快，所以插混和这个混动呢，又能有电车的体验，又不完全依赖于这个充电网络，所以这个增长比较大。
사진 그 3개만 올려도 되겠죠? 요거랑 사람 지나가는
좀 막을 수 있는?
막
이거 있어요. 블럭햄 다른 거는 이거까지 하긴 했는데 여기까지 볼까?
中韩呢，在电动汽车领域，在这个首先在技术领域有刚才中国，刚才我讲了一些中国目前有成熟的地方。那么韩国呢，同样掌握了电池的核心技术，固态电池，特别是氢能源的优势、电力优势。那么品牌优势呢，在国际上，起亚现在这个品牌优势还是非常强的。那么所以呢，未来中国和韩国可以各发挥各自的优势，我们叫优势互补，可以形成1+1大于2的这个效果。
Sorry, I give you 30 seconds. Sorry about that.
这是已经以往已经合作过的案例，这就不再赘述了。未来的方向，第一呢，我们觉得可以在快充协议、电池回收方面有合作。另外一个呢，在电池安全标准统一上，中韩专家可以共同合作。第三呢，就是认证体系互认。另外在人才合作，以及在新能源通过在新能源的领域的合作，共赴全球市场。因为时间关系，就讲到这儿，谢谢大家。
감사합니다. 더 내용을 많이 듣고 싶은데 이게 또 약속이라서 제가 좀 중간에 껴들었습니다. 많은 양해를 부탁드리겠습니다. 다음은 스위스 IC 본부의 가브리엘라 엘리 본부장입니다. 네. 큰 박수로 모시겠습니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, trying to do a quick stay within the time limit. So basically, EV charging standards, the framework is largely complete. We have substantial progress also in terms of bidirectional charging and communication protocols, as well as wireless standards. And in the future, we'll have more AI and more sensors that will come in, but there is also a lot of work that needs to be done in many countries in terms of grid infrastructure upgrades, smartness, renewable energy and energy storage in order to support e-mobility overall. So AC and DC charging are done, they're published, widely adopted. Of course, for historical reasons, there's no single global connector. Regional difference in hardware exists and they will probably remain. One of the interesting things that's happening in the US is that they're moving away from Type 2 and moving into adopting the Tesla block technology, which is interesting from that point of view. Wireless charging, the charging family exists as well in the IC. It covers power transfer systems, communication and positioning requirements, electromagnetic interference, and the newest technologies are as fast as plug-in systems in fast EV charging, DC charging. Home wireless charging systems are still very limited, mostly to the premium sector, because most hardware is cheaper, and so most home charging remains wired. Dynamic road charging is feasible in theory, but is also not very much deployed. The development is slow. Battery swapping, there is a few standards that are published, but the batteries and the packs architecture are very different from one brand to the next. So it's quite niche for passenger cars, except in China, but there's significant adoption worldwide for 2- and 3-wheelers, and it's for rickshaws and other delivery vehicles, and for shared mobility and micro-mobility. In general, one can say that Europe and North America still prefer fast charging over battery swapping. Some of this is historic for liability reasons, that automotives, for example, didn't want to move into battery swapping. In terms of smart communication, there is a lot of smart standards that have been published in the IC and in ISO. Vehicle-to-grid communication and two-way grid integration standard frameworks exist, but the rollout there is also relatively fragmented. Grid interconnection and protection are generally governed by regional grid codes, and roaming and back-end communication use open standards. So billing and price transparency standards are not globally standardized, and there are currently no specific specific cybersecurity standards. This is something that needs to be happening still. Now the batteries, also all the major chemicals and mature technologies are standardized. ISO standardized the batteries as a whole, and IC standards battery cells, and they both work very closely together. There's a lot of stuff happening in terms of performance and safety and fail-safeness and functional design, etc. Environmental impacts are becoming more important. The general performance, certification and use and reuse. A lot of different areas are covered, so not just the car. New work that is in progress is optimization of weight, energy density, reduction of costs, limitation of material and energy usage, and storage for regenerative braking, for example. Also, how to prolong the battery life in start and stop operating conditions in city driving, reduction of overheating, loss of electrolytes, and in general thermal management when there is opportunity charging. In the future, not so far from now, we're going to move into standardization of solid-state lithium metal batteries, but also sodium ion, lithium air, and others. Interesting fire testing, fire safety, as we know there are issues in those areas, and also the reduction of using rare metals, new minerals, coatings, and additives. End of life, there are a lot of different standards published by different organizations, and the focus there is on use, repair, safety requirements for transport, shipping, waste management, and there's new work also happening in the IC, which is interesting, on the full discharge of batteries so that they can be, the fire risks are eliminated and they can be, rare metals can more easily be recovered. There's also standardization for regeneration and extraction of rare metals. Now, in developing countries, the lack of hierarchical road and street system means that there's very little space for road transport, and so congestion, even if we look at electrification of everything, is still going to be a problem, and therefore emobility will have to look at everything in a holistic way, including public transport. And here, probably, as I mentioned earlier, Gene is globally quite unique in that it looks at all the different transport systems in terms of electrifications, including in developing countries. Ships, ferries, and port vessels here, the issues around batteries is very different from anything that's happening in land. So high voltage and DC power systems, the whole safety approach has to be extremely careful. There's also a lot of shore power and charging infrastructure being put in place and being standardized or has been standardized. Energy efficiency, motor performance. There's a lot of range extends, a little bit like what happened in the car, but also in the shipping, and digitization, cybersecurity, etc. So hazardous material also used in shipping is being more and more standardized. Last but not least, the e-transporters, which are the core carrier for the short distance transportation and last mile delivery. There's explosive growth there, and there has been a very, very active standards technical committee in the IC that has developed and published already quite a number of standards which have been adopted in 30 countries. A large range of topics are being covered, most important probably performance, durability, total runtime, considering temperatures, environmental temperatures and conditions of actual use, so that people can actually see what they can expect in terms of performance. So I think I'm probably just about right. Thank you, everyone.
We are on time, so yeah, you can get some questions from the audience.
Okay.
혹시 질문 있으신가요? 시간에 맞춰주셔서 질문 좀 받겠습니다. 그 이제
신대로 쉽게
Thank you. 감사합니다.
신대로 쉽게 클린업 쳐봐야 돼.
그 이어서 이 클레이 동아시아 본부의 주슈 본부장님께서 글로벌 EV 네트워크 선진화 방안 등에 대해서 말씀해주겠습니다. 큰 박수로 모시겠습니다.
Thank you. Thanks again for this opportunity. So may I start my presentation slide? Yes. My report topic is from emobility to integrated urban transformation.
본가 동택진 여기 찾으면 되겠네. 본가 동택진. 잠깐만 어디야?
So nowadays we are facing a lot of challenges, and many of these challenges are brought by urbanization and the growing population. For example, climate change, regulation by laws. That's why cities matter. because more than half of world populations are moving into cities, and our world is rapidly urbanizing. That costs more than 70% of global energy consumption and also similar rate of carbon emission. In East Asia, in many cities and countries, we also experience severe air pollution in the past decades. Cities are accountable for these problems, but are also holding the key to find solutions, including the transformation of our urban systems. This is a typical photo in many of the mega cities in Asia.
침대를 쉽게 클린하우스로 내려가야 되나?
Transport, as I mentioned also earlier, is the only sector that is getting worsened while our urban infrastructures are developing. Because of transportation is very important and also various impact on the urban development. That consumes more than 27% of energy and also generating energy-related CO2 emission, more than 24%. Of course, the transport-related air pollution also causes millions of premature death and also huge economic loss caused by the transportation congestion. We need a paradigm shift in the transportation sector. This is also related to the shift in thinking of urban planning, how to distribute the spaces in our cities. We need to change from traffic-centered transportation system to people-centered mobility. We also need to change our primary objective from traffic flow capacity and speed to accessibility and quality of life in order to promote multimode transportation, prioritize particularly non-motorized transportation mode. This presents the global EV development trends. Actually, this is taken from the IEA Global EV Outlook published last year. As also Gabriela just mentioned, now we see a rapid increase in the global market share of electric vehicles. We are very happy for that. More than 20% of the world penetration rate, particularly in our region. China is taking the lead, more than 50% of penetration rate, and followed by also Europe. Now we see also, particularly last month, I see a high increase in Korea's EV penetration rate, mainly because of the government subsidy scheme. The key drivers including regulatory tools, the cost parity. We have more options for different types of electric vehicles, but also like electric ships and many other options ahead of us. So this EV mobility system has a lot of benefits and advantages, particularly the environmental climate benefits, that contribute directly to the control of air pollution and also reduction in CO2 emission. But also the economic benefits. It has a lower operation costs and also can help us with this energy independence. The user experience is also getting better and better. It's quiet and smooth. As many of you are driving the EVs. Nowadays, we see in many cities we also highlight this vehicle to grid. But there are remaining challenges and bottlenecks for us to work together to find solutions, including the supply chain. This is particularly now becoming more and more clear due to the geopolitical conflicts. It has a high dependency on critical minerals. And also, many cities there's still lack of enough charging infrastructure. Another issue is about the battery life cycle management. We don't have a complete and healthy recycling system built. In most countries, even we have not thought about this. And also, that has an issue with these cold areas, like in northeast China So ICLAN has been promoting sustainable mobility as part of our efforts. We are one of the largest global network of cities of more than 2,500 members, and we have also very close partnership with the UN system because we are the official focal point to voice local governments' concerns and also encourage local engagement in the 3 Rio conventions. ICLAN connects cities, solutions, financiers, and various stakeholders, including the businesses. We also support the investment facilitation, policy planning, and also specific project development and city-to-city cooperation in these 5 interconnected pathways: the zero emission pathway, nature-based development pathway, people and people-centered pathway, resilient development pathway, as well as circular development pathway. Our approach towards sustainable mobility, we support both planning, implementation, but also scaling up. We promoted this so-called ASI diagram that mainly avoid and reduce the need for motorized travel. That is the fundamental principle. And also consider a shift to more sustainable modes, particularly using our most powerful vehicle, that's our legs, to walk. And also to improve the transportation modes, as say, the multi-mode transportation system design. And we have a major project, including the eco-mobility project that focusing on people-centered mobility approach, and also eco-logistics, focusing on sustainable logistics in cities. Eco-mobility concept. This is being conceptualized and promoted by ICLAN in the past decades. This prioritizes and focuses on walking, recycling, public transportation, rather than motorized mobility, and of course shared light electric vehicles. It promotes travel through integrated, socially inclusive, and environmentally friendly options without depending on private-owned vehicles. So we are entering also a new era of powered by artificial intelligence. So what does it mean to cities, particularly to the transportation system? AI technology and also data technology can help us to optimize the system. Many, I also heard from many experts and companies during and also during the public conversation that they are also exploring the new development powered by AI. That is also a very important pathway for us to jointly explore for the future development of vehicles. So we invite collaboration on the pilot city projects, as I also mentioned earlier today, that we have 2,500 cities. Many mayors and governors are very much interested with our members of GIN and also the experts here. And also how to connect the city leadership with the industry, with the businesses, for them to have a dialogue and eventually lead to concrete cooperation. And also build platform to connect the need concrete project with financing institution to help them to mobilize necessary funding to develop this project. So finally, for the future development of EV or sustainable mobility system, we propose that we need to prioritize infrastructure, focusing on charging at home. This remains
무조건 못 살게 하는 건 답은 아니에요. 그 봄을 뽑는 방법도
and
있어요.
also shift from purchase subsidies to usage incentives. Also promote vehicle-to-grid integration. Lastly, establish city-level battery recycling and second life system. I will not go into details of this. So as a conclusion, electrification is not the final destination. It is a starting point for connected, intelligent vehicles
하도
and smart.
막다가잖아.
We need to work together.
진짜 긴 도로라고 그거가 저거 필요 없지. 이거 설명 안 했는데.
From ideas to impact. Thank you.
아세안
뉴스N제주.
EV 이 마켓의 리더이신 아세안 EV 연맹의 에드먼드 아라가 회장님을 모시겠습니다.
차 잃어버리신 분이 올려 이렇게 안 해. 차 주인. 아씨, 아까 이거 빼달라고 하신대. 핸드폰 없어.
Good afternoon. A pleasant good afternoon again to all of you. And on behalf of ASEAN Federation of Electric Vehicle Association, we're glad to share with you our official deck as for to support the global electric vehicle ecosystem in our region. For those who doesn't know what AFEVA is, we use first Asian Federation of Electric Vehicle Association, as we are not being allowed to make use of ASEAN. But our direction is to make use of ASEAN because the 10 member countries that we would like to cover on our region is mostly for the ASEAN member countries, wherein it started in the Philippines together with Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Laos, and who else? Thailand. Our mission is to promote electric vehicle adaptation and catalyze the development and harmonization of standards within the region. Our member countries work together with the government by providing them programs, regulations, standards that has to gain the trust and confidence of the consumer and to protect the users of the industry. We were once started way back 2017, wherein our chairman, our father, Chairman Kim Daewon, first ASEAN Electric and Hybrid Electric Vehicle Summit. Chairman Kim lead the way for us to witness our collaboration between each and member countries. Cooperation and promotion of harmonized electric vehicle standards, networking within the region, within member associations, promoting joint ventures, and sharing of best practices and other relevant information regarding the industry, extension of support and active participation in member countries, and lastly, our goal is to facilitate a student exchange program and a university cooperation within the region in the field of mobility. So, over the past few years, each and every summits that we have held, organized by each member countries, were being supported from Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines. And we work together as one in establishing best practices, sharing our thoughts and technologies that are being used during the course of the time. And our association, IBA, was the one who recognized and supported this AFEVA all day long, as we knew and we believe that this federation will make a difference. So every summit that we are doing now on our 14th Electric Vehicle EV Summit, we held our AFEVA Summit as well, that coincides with the EVAP Summit, or Philippine EV Summit. So in here, there are some pictures that were taken and witnessed most of the activities that we do. And we even met and made some MOUs together with RCEP, with Chairman Julie Ni and Jennifer Liu, and hope that other associations would pave way on witnessing this event and might as well check on many potentials of our businesses from different member countries. In terms of the statistics, these are the one that we gathered from our ownership ratio based on member countries. And as gathered and are supported by Frost and Sullivan, these are the comparison of ICEs, hybrid electric vehicle, plug-in electric vehicle, and battery electric vehicle. Sales from 2024 to 2025. A big leap of difference, and the numbers are there. That makes way that our industry is getting its ground. Allow me to play this one program that we worked with the government together with the leader.
Combining technical expertise, industry insights, research, and on-the-ground experience for meaningful, lasting impact. With this strong partnership in place, we set in motion the plan to accelerate EV adoption and enable greener cities. The project began with knowing the market and the Philippines' current manufacturing capabilities. EV value chain studies and industry consultations helped us prioritize interventions and measures to support the EV industry's growth. To ensure a well-informed EV transition, the project conducted a series of policy research initiatives to better understand the EV policy landscape and inform future recommendations. With policy insights in place, we supported the Board of Investments in developing the electric vehicle incentive strategy, a key proposed measure to promote the growth of the local EV industry. The project provided recommendations to strengthen local EV manufacturing as a key industry in the country. To accelerate the EV deployment and market expansion, the project is rolling out multiple initiatives for greener public transport, last-mile logistics solutions, and EV charging station construction. We are also exploring various financing models to lower upfront costs for public transport providers. These efforts aim to make electric mobility more accessible, economical, and ready to scale.
So these are some of the programs that we have coordinated with, together with Department of Trade and Industry, Clean Air Asia, UNIDO, and funded by the World Bank. So, on with our other EV statistics in the region, you will notice the changes on the impact of number of vehicles across the region through its data analysis that we have gathered. The number of registered vehicles in Thailand for about 42,139 year-to-date, May 2025. In Philippines, there were about 29,639 for SUVs and EVs, and there's comparison data as to the number of charging stations and battery swapping, and in terms of the Singapore market as well. Malaysia, with about more than 8,123 BEVs as of December 2025. And then as to the number of AC and DC chargers, we're being as a comparison. These data are very important for us to move forward and to check whether to monitor what are the performance for as a region. Another activity that we are doing from Thailand, as mentioned earlier, we have to highlight skills, because in the future we need more skilled persons in the industry, and to develop it, you have to have this technical training programs to develop professional skills of EV technicians, to promote career advancement in the field, we have to share common ground on how to build the industry by building skills and training programs. In terms of adoption, the targets are being made of each and every country, from Thailand, 30 policy, Indonesia at production and phase out, and then Malaysia energy transitions, and then Philippines as its ready or comprehensive roadmap of electric vehicle industry projections in the short, mid-term, and long-term goal. Thailand, in terms of the target of year 2030, 30% of the car production and 50% of the car utilization in Thailand is zero electric vehicles. As for Singapore, the outlook is that the key developments are an influx of Chinese EV brands, Zeekr, XPeng, Omoda, GEC, Neta over the last year. 2024 versus sales of hybrids, followed by EVs at 33%, on track to reach 50% EV sales by end of 2025. And then expiry of incentives, EAI and ES rebates by end of 2025. These are the programs that are being established by each and member countries. In terms of EV incentive matrix, the maximum corporate tax holidays are being compared, and as to what policy focus intensity is concerned. I believe that you will be given this copy later on, so that you have an intense review of what is happening in the region. As to EV incentives, comparison is also being given. A while ago, I also mentioned the one that we have achieved. You see, with regards to policy guidelines for electric 2 to 3-wheelers for Southeast Asia. And this is being recognized and financed by United Nations Environmental Program, wherein EVAM, EVAT, EVAS, and EVAP were able to address these concerns to the number of 2 to 3 wheelers is growing rapidly, and policy standards for these vehicles are not fully developed in most Asian countries. As mentioned by Ms. Gabriel, one of the speakers, Mr. Zuzu, I think in terms of the transportation, the key is really to maintain on what is the personal mobility and as to public transportation being used. Harmonization of transportation regulations on regional basis has already begun for light-duty vehicles. And that to provide an opportunity to harmonize standards, facilitating local manufacturers access to the greater ASEAN market. If we can maintain and go on to one common unit, because most of the ASEAN are preferred to or can access or buy a 2-wheel and 3-wheel cost of unit. Within ASEAN, any certified vehicle test center or laboratory could perform conformity testing, eliminating the need to repeat the same testing in several different countries, thereby reducing cost. In terms of opportunities, with standard components and systems, EV manufacturers can more easily export vehicles to different economies, expanding their market research. And standardization ensures that all EVs meet a consistent level of safety, reducing the risk of accidents and failures. Standardized components and systems lead to mass production, reducing costs for manufacturers and ultimately consumers. Consistent safety and performance standards across economies build consumer trust in EV technology and driving adoption. With this in mind, I conclude my presentation. Thank you very much.
감사합니다. We support ASEAN EV and you. We are on the same page. 다음은 중국 전기차 백인의 미우 샤오시 부비서장님의 영상입니다. 영상으로 대신하게 해서 양해를 구하고요. 저도 저도 중국 전기차
Distinguished
X에는
guests,
모르는데요. 잠깐만 스탑해 주세요. 이 조직에 대해 모르실 것
이거
같아서
보내줄게요.
전기차 산업 시그널입니다. 중국 전기차 e모빌리티는 2013년에 생긴 중국 전기차 산업 시그널이고 중국 정부 연구기관 자동차 기업들 CEO들 핵심
그죠?
이제 인재들이 참여하는
사진을
새로운 모임입니다.
보내드릴게요.
되게 중요한
사진도 세 장.
기관이자 단체고요. 이거를 영상으로
너도
틀어주세요.
distinguished guests, I'm Liu Xiaoshi of China EV100. Over the past decades, China's automobile industry has realized improvements in both industrial scales and quality. In 2025,
1,500명.
automobile production and sales reached 34.53 million and 34.4 million respectively, with year-on-year growth of 30.4% and 9.4% respectively. On market side, the sales of China NEV surged from 18,600 in 2012 to 16.49 million in 2025, with a penetration rate of 47.9%, and has become the main driver of the automobile industry. It is fact that the sales of China NEV will reach 20 million in 2026, with the penetration rate exceeding 85% and is expected to rise to 70% by 2030. In terms of export, NEV export reached 2.6 million in 2025, doubling year-on-year in driving China auto export to a new level. Intelligent transformation of automobile industry will accelerate implementation of related functions. It is expected that by 2026, the penetration rate of L2 level combined driving assistance functions in new cars will exceed 75%. Empowered by AI large models, smart cockpits will evolve from basic functions to scenario-based smart services as part of core use value. As main partners in the NEV industry, China and South Korea can build all-around multi-tier cooperation system by leveraging their respective strengths. The South Korea has program accumulation in core components technologies, high-end manufacturing, hydrogen fuels, and international cooperation. Both sides should be based on their own endowments to achieve complementary advantages and mutual benefits, and jointly enhance core competitiveness in the global market. In terms of technology, both sides should be strengthening joint technologies research and breakthroughs, focusing on core fields such as EV platform, hydrogen fuel cells, and smart cockpits. Collaborative tackling of key challenges should be carried out through joint R&D talent exchanges, and the rapid transformation and application of innovation technology achievements should be promoted. In terms of industry, both sides should be formed in-depth integration of industry chain, strengthening two-way cooperation on core components, advanced localized deployment, and global supply chain development in key industrial links, including critical materials, power batteries, automotive semiconductors, high-end motors. In terms of market, both sides should be support two-way market empowerment, and the policies are expanded open up. Chinese and the South Korea automobile enterprises should be encouraged to pursue diversified layouts in each other's markets with lower market access threshold. Meanwhile, both sides should be actively explore third country markets jointly to raise global market shares. In terms of application, both sides may further improve the coordinated layout of charging and hydrogen refueling infrastructure, promote connectivity of the infrastructure networks, and mutual recognition of standards between the two countries, and facilitate cross-border use and overseas promotion of NEVs. In addition, a sound mechanism for cooperation evaluation and dynamic adjustment shall be established. Steadily advance AEV cooperation towards standardized and high-quality development. Therefore, China and South Korea may shift their cooperation from vertical division of labor to horizontal collaboration of technology, industrial chains, market layouts, after-sales support, so as to jointly elevate competitiveness in the global automobile industry. Thank you.
어떻게 질문을 할 수가 없네요, 저분한테는요. 저희 중국 전기차 배기내가 꼭 한국과의 중국과 교류가 아니고 또 여기 계신 다른 글로벌 국가들하고도 협력이 가능하니까 저희 지인 쪽에 컨택을 하시면 협조하도록 하겠습니다. 자, 이제 전 세계가 주목하는 거대 시장 인디아로 가보겠습니다. 신라 코퍼레이션의 아미타 대표님을 온라인으로 모셔보겠습니다. 연결되나요 혹시? 나마스테, 아미타, can you hear me?
Namaste, annyeonghaseyo, ni hao. I thank you very much for inviting me, especially Dr. Kwak, who gave me opportunity last year to come to Seoul, and we had a meeting there and we had a conference there. I met the emobillity family. They were so nice to me in South Korea when I was in Seoul last year. And this year I was supposed to come, so I'm very sorry not to come. I couldn't come because of there are a lot of world disturbance happening because of the Middle East. So I took an opportunity to present myself here. I will not talk about data, what the market. As you know, India is a big country, seventh largest country in the world, and from north to South India, it is about 3,300 kilometers, and from east to west, it is 2,700 kilometers. It's a vast country, it's a big country, and for me, data policies, we have 33 states, different states in India, which work as a different, a kind of many countries, 33 countries getting together as a one country. And we have got many different languages, 18 official different languages, and 3, civilizations living together. And Aryan, and we have Mongolians, and we have Dravidians. So there's a lot of diversity between India. And in order to, if you compare the size of Korea and India, it is 33 times bigger than South Korea, India. So it is very, very complex country to work with. So what exactly we need to, as I have been working since 1992 with South Korea and India, technology transfer, Samsung came, LG came, Hyundai came, all these big companies came to India. And they have succeeded very well. And now, as you might see the data that India, Samsung is exporting its mobile to all over the world. Hyundai is exporting its cars to all over the world. So India is the right place. We have got right resources. So in economics, it is the utilization of existing resources. India is not. We have every resources in India, but we are not utilizing it as South Korea, Japan, and these countries have done. And since you might be knowing our Prime Minister Modi, he before becoming, it is 15 years before becoming the Prime Minister of India, he always gave an example of South Korea because he considers an Indian, most of the Indians who are educated, who knows about Korea, there are not many people know about Korea in India, but those who know about Korea and history, we get a lot of inspiration from Korean hard work, which is always, in India, India, we have abundance of minerals, abundance of talent, and lots of population, big market, potential market. 61% of Indians are young people. So there's a big market here, but the problem what I see after doing my 32 years of research between India and Korea business, Korean thinks that India is a big market. But I think more than Korea needs Indian market, we need Korean hard work, technology and sincerity. So this kind of requirement is there, and that can only happen once Korean companies understand the culture, diverse culture of India. And once they understand, become a local company. So the best thing, what I could suggest to Korean companies, especially Korean companies, that please come to India, understand India, the culture of India, and it is not very different, you know. Korean culture and Indian culture is very, very similar. As you know, in 1500 years ago, Kim He, queen, Indian queen got married to Kim He, you know, Suro king. So we have got a lot of, and you have Buddhism there, we also practice Buddhism in India. So we have a lot of similarity between Indian and Korean culture. But the problem is geographically, Korea is 70%, you know, mountain, India, flat land. So there are a lot of things which can be done, but before, after 10 years, if you talk about past 10 years, there was a lot of confusion. Oh, India is very difficult, you know, it's very, very complicated. Things don't, you know, go pali, fast, things go very, very slow. So, you know, that was 10 years back India, but not now. I must tell you, India is changing in a very high speed with lots of Indian software, you know, software power, our intelligent people, elite people, support of Indian subcontinent. You know, India is surrounded by many talented countries with lots of population, so there's a lot of development going in. Korean companies are doing very good on, especially if you talk about the emobility sector. We have recently, yesterday I was reading a news that Indonesia wanted to buy 7,000 cars, but you know, later they send a lot of, you know, inquiry to different countries, Volkswagen and all those countries, but ultimately India got the order of 7,000 cars. The reason was it was Tata Motors, because Tata, we have got steel, we have got talent, we have got some design, but we need a better technology. As you know, the Tata Motors bought the Korean. Most of the Indian automobile industry is successful because Tata, you know, bidded for Daewoo bus and truck. And for example, if you have Mahindra company, the core technology of Tata and Mahindra automobile is Korea, because Mahindra bought Sangyong. So you see, if you analyze it, you see the India overall hardware and Korea, you know, technology, car technology, if they are combining together, they are developing in a very big way. And India, we do not much focus on export, though we focus on export, because since India is a big market, there is a lot of scope for Korean small scale companies to come down to India, do joint venture, collaborate, understand the country. And you forget one thing, I must tell you, forget 10 years, 15 years back India. India is more faster than any other country. The kind of development which is going in India is very on a very high speed. And because of the war which is happening in Saudi Arabia and, you know, America and all these are involved into Oman and all, the EV industry is going to be a very big opportunity for us for Korean companies or any other companies, because India will be doing a lot of sustainable energy resources. We are one of the top in solar energies. We are doing very good in solar energies. We are making a lot of batteries. So I think I was there in Korea. I visited some company last year. I think a lot of potential between India and Korea to collaborate together and work. And let's not be late. Let's not think I will go later. No, and if I say Korean companies who have not come to India, they are already late. It is not that I will go later. You are already late. India is developing, and me as a company, because I have worked between India and Korea, I speak Korean. 제가 한국말도 합니다. So I think 앞으로는 한국 회사들이 인도를 많이 와야 돼요. 많은 회사들이 진출해야 됩니다. With lots of good technology, and we are here to make them. Any Korean company is coming to India, we make them local India. So we make them to understand how to work, matchmaking, how to register their company with the law. India, we have a team of talented lawyers, with chartered accountant, with all those policies of state. In India, 33 states, there is an incentive of central government and state government. So if you combine in a semiconductor industry, it is about 60% of subsidies being given from the government of India and state of India. So lots of offers. And to close with, we help the Korean companies to come down, be local, and try to contact between two companies, or you come individually, start working here, we'll train you, we'll give you all the facilities, and the most important thing is trust. So since I have got 32 years of experience working in Korea, you just come down to India, try to explore this country, and lot many to be done. Thank you very, very much, and I would like to thank Dr. Kwok and chairman of this organization to give me a chance. Maybe next year I will definitely try to come down, and I would like to invite this, everybody to India next year if possible. Thank you very much. Welcome to India. Thank you.
On behalf of Chairman Kim, I want to say something. Maybe he will thank you. Yeah. So beyond our partnership with India and Korea, we have a broad global network spanning China, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Europe in here. So we look forward to meeting you in person and engaging more directly in the near future. Shukriya.
Thank you very
much.
Thank you very much. 감사합니다.
영상 끊어주세요. 네. 마지막으로는 이제 선전시의 자동차 전자공업협회 최인후이준 비서장님께서 한국기업가의 협력 방안에 대해서 마무리 발표해주셨습니다. 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
大家好，我是深圳市汽车电子行业协会的陈国军。今天我的影片准备的有点长，我尽量讲快一点啊。很荣幸来到这个济州岛，我发现济州岛跟我们深圳好像面积是差不多大的，也是一个非常漂亮的一个海边的城市。我给大家分享的是我们深圳市汽车电子行业的一些发展的情况。首先呢，是我的这个报告分大概就是这么几个部分，我尽量讲快一点啊。我们知道这个汽车电子是在车上用的电子产品，所以它，从我们传统的分类来说是包括控制类的电子，还有一些这个车载类的一些装置，这两个部分来组成。现在全球的汽车电子的产业规模已经达到了接近50 5000亿美元的这个一个规模，而且是每年的这个增长的速度非常的快，是因为汽车它在不断的提升它的智能化水平。全球的这个一个是我们常常讲的这个汽车的电动化，由传统的燃油汽车，然后进化成了电动汽车，还有就是我们原来的一些传统的功能化的汽车，慢慢进化成了一个智能化的汽车。核心驱动的原因素就是智能化还有共享化，因为以后也许不需要每一个人都拥有一辆汽车就能解决交通的问题。目前中国的这个汽车电子的市场规模，大概在1万亿左右人民币的一个水平，然后而且是每年都以非常快的速度在增长，对，然后到2028年的时候，我们可能会达到15000亿人民币的这个水平。中国不仅是这个全球汽车电子产品的消费大国，也是非常重要的这个生产和研发基地。中国市场的核心驱动力，一个是有庞大的这个汽车保有量和新车销售的市场，第二是有非常完善的这个产业链，然后从上游芯片元器件一直到整车制造，有一个非常完整的汽车电子的产业链，产业的集群效应非常显著。然后还有像深圳一样的为代表的一线城市，汇聚了大量的电子信息、人工智能和互联网企业，为汽车电子产业的这个创新发展提供了土壤。中国的市场规模呢，目前在汽车电子行业仍处于一个高速发展的黄金时期，其增长的速度远远高于全球的平均水平。所以，中国在全球汽车电子产业中的核心地位日益凸显，从汽车的大国到制造的强国，加速的转型。汽车电子它的要求就是第一就是要安全，要可靠，有非常稳定的这个品质。第二是安全性，对，安全性是我们认为是排在第一位的，一定要对人的这个生命负责。现在汽车在智能化的进程中，它的技术特点，第一个是软件和硬件的一个深度的融合，通过软件升级来实现车辆功能的扩展和性能的优化。硬件的设计也需要充分考虑软件运行的需求，为未来的功能迭代然后预留充足的资源。第二就是协同的优势，软硬件协同呢，它会提升这个系统的整体性能，有效的降低开发成本和开发时间，并通过 OTA 能够持续的优化用户的体验。第二个是集成化对，集成化的优势是第一是它需要减少硬件和线速，降低成本；第二是优化数据的交互，提升效率；第三是系统的简化，能提升可靠性。第四，我们认为发展的趋势目前是智能化的一个趋势。汽车属性由传统的代步工具向智能的移动空间和应用终端转变，然后消费者对智能化的需求在持续的提升。应用案例比如说就是现在的智能座舱，还有智能驾驶。我们原来讲，在以全球的这个汽车电子竞争格局里面，以 global 的这个零部件公司为主导，是吧？凭借他们深厚的这个技术积累和丰富的行业经验，占据了绝对的市场份额。在智能车的时代，中国的一些汽车电子企业正在全面的崛起，逐渐的走向全球。我列举了一些这个国内头部的一些汽车电子企业市场份额也在逐步的在上升中间。 国际大厂在国内仍然具有非常强的影响力和渗透力。这个国内的汽车电子企业呢，起步比较晚，市场集中度比较低，但是进步是非常快的。本土企业通过持续的发展创新，逐渐的这个突破了技术壁垒，赢得了市场的认可，正从追随者向引领者转变。这里我们有这个芯片和操作系统的关键的进展，还有智能座舱 ADAS 方面的一些这个领域实现非常快的这个增长。汽车电子电气架构的这个变化是从局部的功能性的分布式的这个架构向中央集成在转变啊，对，然后它以少量高性能的这个计算单元替代了大量的 ECU， 为复杂的软件提供统一的算力和通讯的基础。高性能的计算平台呢，它们统一的调度资源。第二就是软件这个定义汽车，软硬件的解耦呢，它支持 OTA 的持续的升级。第三是这个简化的通讯，这就是一个电子电气架构的一个发展趋势。第二就是这个SOA 的概念是成熟的软件架构的设计理念，构建原则化的服务和抽象层，来实现硬件、基础软件和应用软件的彻底解耦。核心的优势是，它不再依赖传统的这个硬件和基础软件，极大的来减少了开发验证的成本，显著的缩短了产品的开发和上市周期。原来的这个一辆汽车的开发周期，我们认为都是36个月，现在逐渐缩短到18个月。智能座舱是一个消费者能够体验到的一个重要场景，是驾驶和乘坐人员感知的核心，它看得见摸得着，对汽车智能化的升级具有重要的意义。智能座舱从短期来看，将聚焦优化汽车的一些产品布局，交互体验以及完善的驾乘用户体验。然后从长期来看呢，智能座舱预控将和其他的预控进行深度的跨域融合，比如集成支架的功能，实现舱泊一体，进一步的提升座舱的功能集成度，更好的提供这个用户的这个体验。发展趋势正从功能的叠加，转向以提升用户体验为核心的主动服务阶段，其核心已经不再只是显示屏幕的尺寸或者是功能的数量。从被动式的这个响应到主动的服务，座舱它应该能够主动的感知用户的状态，并提供预测并提供个性化的服务。比如说我们可以做到的，比如说氛围灯的调节啊，比如说推荐你的一些优化的路线呢等等。交互的方式是多模态的，我们认为现在融合语音啊、手势啊、眼神等多通道，像更自然可以随意打断的拟人化的这个对话演技。系统的融合是舱架的融合与整车的智能中枢，座舱和支架系统开始打通，中央计算加区域计算的架构演进，将形成统一的整车智能的决策体系。技术的普及啊，智能座舱就是科技平权和体验的实用主义，从高端车向低端车的快速渗透，大模型和 AI 对智能座舱的深度赋能，生态的发展和开放的协作，因为汽车是一个需要融合多生态的一个智能体，与手机还有甚至是家庭的深度融合。商业化的新阶段呢，就是支架已经从技术验证开始已经上路了，我们国家的 L3的已经开始也在批准上路了，所以支架离我们越来越近，我们是随时都能够感受到。而且法律层面已经实现了突破，是一个行业的里程碑的事件。 核心技术是像 AI 定义深度眼镜，这个汽车的智商，根本性的提升，算力越来越大，数据越来越多，所以整车的智商正在飞速的提升当中。产业生态，我们觉得是全价值链的这个整个价值链的全面重塑，价值链转移，商业模式的变革，催生了新的业态。发展的趋势是，技术的挑战，我们认为很多长尾的这个难题，还有一些特殊场景的这个训练。第二是法规的挑战，第三是成本和商业化。总结是汽车电子仍然处于一个快速发展的黄金时间，所以汽车将一定会从交通工具进化成移动的智能空间。协会呢，我简单介绍一下，今年成立第16年，是在深圳的一个民间组织，目前有700多家会员，我们给他提供产业服务，也希望和全球的汽车行业进行这个相互配合和合作。我们今年6月份会在深圳有一场面向全球的汽车电子产业峰会，也邀请这个金会长和各位能够过来指导。好吧，我的这个分享就到这里，谢谢各位。
谢谢. 오늘 7분의 학교를 통해서 우리는 EV 기술 표준부터 글로벌 시장 전략까지 아주 밀도 높은 인사이트를 얻었습니다. 저희 너무 감사하고 고맙고, 마지막으로 폐회사는 저희 월 ESG 포럼에 고문현 회장님께서 간단히 한 5분 정도 폐회사 하시고 마무리하도록 하겠습니다. 회장님 5초요? 시간 좀 될까요? 3분에서 5분 드릴게요, 회장님. 월 ESG 포럼의 고문현 회장님 모시겠습니다.
It is my great honor to be here. Given my first, I was designed to. I was scheduled to give an open address, but I have a previous engagement in I am president of Korea ESG Association. We also hold the 5th World ESG Forum. Now in here, J13회 University and Aerospace Museum sitting together. So I am so busy. So I am only one, but I have 3 organizations here. So I need AI much more than you. So I welcome you at this beautiful island, carbon-free island. Also, I welcome you to Li. I met you in Beijing, the onset and Jennifer Yu. So I cannot forget your hospitality in Beijing. We are a friend. So I wish you and also Li Xingxing and all of you have a wonderful memory, wonderful time in here, unforgettable 13th emobility expo, and let's go together the more next 14th, 15th, 100th or 1000th emobility expo. Even though we die, but our ancestors, the youngsters consider to our emobility to the end of the global. I once again sincere gratitude you, all of you. I wish you a good memory and have a good chance to communicate together We are friends. Thank you.
감사합니다. 이로써 글로벌 이모빌리티 비즈니스 포럼을 모두 마치겠습니다.